Yes, students. So again, we're continuing with the revision only, and we're just discussing here what the content about your article writing and paragraph writing. Okay, article writing I've discussed with you all. Article writing has the title, the byline, and the content is there distributed in paragraphs, right? So you're able to discuss it in detail. When you talk about the paragraph, it is you're just giving some kind of limited information. And but what you have to remember in a paragraph, the ideas, they should be connected, right? It is not whenever you think of one sentence, you write that, oh, now I remember this, now I'm going to write that, isn't it? So there has to be a connectivity. That is very, very important when you write a paragraph, okay? And when we write an article, we have different paragraphs where we can talk about our ideas, about our thoughts. So you can write, here is no limitation here that you have to write 3 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs. So you feel I have more content to write and I want to start off with a new paragraph, you can, right? So please here, class 8, where am I going to really assess you all? I know that comprehension you will be able to do. Reading skills and all, everybody is able to find out the answers from the passage which is given, isn't it? Right? So we are able to do our grammar also. So I won't, because we feel, oh, we don't know grammar, we keep on practicing grammar. That is one very common thing with us. Now comes to your writing skills and literature. And these are the portions which make the biggest difference in your performance. Agree or not? Yes? Yeah, yes, I know you agree with that. Yeah, by getting a thumbs up also. So we agree that so this is one area where we really need to work hard on, which we really need to focus. Okay. So when we talk about the writing skills, it's your creativity. So sometimes even very simple ideas, I'm not saying use big words or a very dramatic language, showing your knowledge here of your great vocabulary. Of course, that does, if you are aware of it, that is very nice. But even in a simple language, you can express your ideas very clearly. What is important? How you express them. Do you have clarity of thought? Do you have clarity of idea? And most importantly, are you aware of the topic? If you know the topic, then you can write it. And please here, do not limit yourself, right? Add to your creativity, add to your information, right? And now is the class here when you can just start off thinking about your senior classes. I would like you to read more, explore more, right? So read books, read the newspaper, and if nothing else, we do have, yes, so we are very comfortable with the online medium only. We have videos and things. So please watch them, but watch something that can give you ideas, something that can give you new words to think about, okay? New topics to talk about, right? So you can listen to podcasts, right? So they are very important here. You can listen to important speeches, and people, how they talk, how they discuss their ideas, that is very, very important. So when we listen, we're able to write also, okay? So when I am teaching you, am I using big words or big vocabulary? I want you to understand me, right? So if I'm using big words, what's the use of that lecture when my students are not able to understand? So this is about writing also. This is about writing also. It has to be clear. It has to be understandable, okay? Right? And then once again, when it comes to literature, please don't think that, okay, if I write more than 2 lines, my fingers are going to start hurting and my pen will not write. Add a little more, add a little more to your understanding. And literature writing is not writing the summary of the chapter. When I ask the theme or the message or anything else there, you're not supposed to write the whole summary. Okay, right? So if you have to talk about the theme of the ant and the grasshopper, right? It is there, yes. So we should learn to work hard. We should save for a rainy day, isn't it? Right? And of course, here it is very important here to be concerned about the future. We never know what might happen, isn't it? So the grasshopper was there working hard and, like what, singing and everything there. So the ant would not naturally like to lend things and not give them away, right? So whether it is about Macavity, what about Macavity? What do you think is there? It's such a humorous, light poem. What do you think is the message of that? What is that? What do you think is there about Macavity? Yes? It's about a mysterious cat. Is there any message about it? Is there? So yeah, there is that some people who are, they're very clever in life and how they are hiding their activities and how, yes, Pearl wants to say something. Yeah, Pearl, please turn on your video, then speak. Please turn on your video. You want to give the answer to me? Please turn on your video, please. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe I'm seeing you for the first time, right? This is what Pearl looks like. So you can unmute yourself. Right? Yes. Now tell me.
Macavity conveys a message that be extraordinary, but be an ordinary person.
How? Be an extraordinary person, ordinary person. Like how?
Be an expert, but be a saint with a sinner, with your by polishing your positives.
Okay.
It will shine by positing the things in which you are good. You will become an extraordinary person from an ordinary
What
person.
was Macavity good at? What was Macavity good at?
Macavity is a ordinary cat, but with his
Extraordinary abilities.
Macavity is an ordinary cat, but with
of course,
his cleverness.
Right. How can we like? Of course, is it a lesson? But what extraordinary abilities did Macavity have? Were they good or they bad? They're bad, isn't it? Right. So you can become extraordinary, like, yeah, when you are using your abilities in a positive manner. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much, Pearl. You can mute yourself. Anybody else would like to say something about Macavity? Yes. Let me give my online students a chance to speak today. Nice to hear you all. Isn't it? Yes. So we have that, okay, like according to her, that is what the message is, that if you are ordinary, you can become extraordinary also by using the special skills that you have. But yes, we appreciate Macavity. Yeah, we write like, oh God, is a very smooth criminal disappearing and doing all these tricks, levitation and things like that here, but not leaving a trace anywhere, and gone, vanished within seconds. But these are the things which are there, not actually good for the society, isn't it? Right? Now, yes, let's come on to our grammar books. Please open to page 50. Yes, any problems over here? Let me start here. Linking verbs are clear to you all? Are they clear to you? Yes? So you can look at your book. Tell me, is it clear? Tell me about what are linking verbs. Come on. Tell me, let's see what you remember. What kind of sentences would we find the linking verbs? Yes? And what are the common linking verbs? Yes, be, is, MR, was, were, being, been, seems, appears, feels, right? But here, when we use these supposedly action words, or they are, you can say, not in sentences which express an action, but a state, an information, isn't it? Right? So that is where the linking verbs are, right? So like you can say, the boy seems upset about something, isn't it? Right? So it is there. The boy seems to be in a hurry. Okay, right? So like here you have, it is not necessary. This is just one thing that you have to remember about linking verbs. So what is the subject, and of course here the verb is there, linking more information about the subject. That is one thing that you have to remember. We'll go through the questions also once again. Complement, once again, yes, what is complement? It is giving more information. And of course, when we look at the linking verb, what does it do? What does it do? It joins that information with the subject, isn't it? And of course, so the words, or you can say the information that you have, that is your complement. That complement, it can be for the subject also, that complement, it can be about the object also, right? So we can identify whether that information, it is about the subject or it is about the object, okay? Right? So all these are here, I think. So we have discussed, and yes, once again here, what are the various, you can say, complements here. So please, I would appreciate if you are able to identify the complement, right? And complement, just like here, it could be one word, it can be more words. It could be as a noun, as an adjective, it could be a group of words, right? It could be a phrase, it could be a participle phrase, anything there. That is what your complement. Have you found the page? Have you found it? Yes. So these are the things that you need to remember. So these are very small topics, right? What is the main thing that you have to do is about identification, right? So you should be able to identify. So verbs which are there, it has been mentioned. Some verbs are purely there. You know, we have as linking verbs, right? Some might be used as both as your linking verbs and supposedly as your auxiliaries or your action words, okay? Right? Now let us move on to the next thing here. Any doubts, any questions you have, you're always most welcome to ask me. We can discuss that in the next period also. Now let's come to page 50. We have a few practice worksheets here. Let us complete those. And I think so we need to do a little practice. I think so it is there. I saw this worksheet over there. So if you remember here, please open to page 55. Sorry. Open to page 55, please. And I want you to go through sentence analysis also. So sentence analysis are identifying the parts of the sentence, right? So we have the subject and you have the predicate, you have the attribute, isn't it? Right? So when we do more about it, attribute, you'll find that attribute is something like your complement only, isn't it? Right? Yes. So we'll, I'll discuss sentence analysis and complement side by side. So we'll be able to find out, right, how it is more, you know, similar or different. Now let's look at the determiners. Yes, we know the determiners. What are they? You have your articles, right? And you have others also. You have your possessives and demonstratives, your quantifiers and all. Those are your determiners. Do you remember? Right? And of course, articles, we are able to identify your A and the. When it comes to determiners, please remember which determiner comes before a countable noun and which one comes before an uncountable noun. If you are able to identify the noun, is it countable or uncountable, you will be able to put the right determiner. Okay, so something which has a specific quantity, right? You can measure it, that is your countable. Which can't be, that is your uncountable. And so we have determiners which are added or before that kind of a noun. Okay, let's go through these here. Dash book belongs to me. Yes, very easy, easy peasy. Yes, so we have demonstratives here, this, that, these, those, right? Yes, this book belongs to me. In dash childhood days, there were very dash electronic gadgets. Yes. In my childhood days, very few, right? Gadgets, countable, few, okay? Right. How dash money can you raise for the charity event? How much? In our childhood days is also correct, absolutely correct, right? Of course, but here, let us say the person is talking about his experience. So I'll assume my childhood, okay? Right? So it's absolutely. And of course, when you speak these lines, it sounds a little funny. Imagine you talking about your childhood, right? Okay, we're big grown-ups now, are we? No, we're not. How much money can you raise for the charity event? How much money, okay? She won the dash prize in the drawing competition. So you have your, what you call them, your ordinals and all, like you have your, there is the first, second, third, fourth, that is also there, right? Last, 20th, all that. So she won the first prize. Okay, now this is very interesting. This is a kind of second, yeah, or the second. Don't write last, okay? Because she won a prize. And for last, you don't get a prize, isn't it? She won a consolation prize. No, it's not a number. Okay, so we'll not write that. So first, second, third, you can write that. Yes, a little students came late for the test. A little. A little. Yes, so it is wrong. So little do we use for students? If I say a little student came for the class, a small student came for the class, is correct? Don't think it as, yeah, that's an adjective, isn't it? Right? So can I use little as an adjective? Here, what is it then? It's, there is, yes. So yeah, a little student, is it a few students came late for the test? A few, okay, right? And yes, little is where the uncountable nouns. Absolutely correct. There are not much biscuits left in the packet. Biscuits, countable, uncountable? Countable. So much, many. Many, right? Many. Next is neither members of the show bowed to the audience. This is tricky. Neither members. Yes. Neither member of the show. But we have to change the determiner, no? Isn't it? So change the determiner. Neither members. Yes. Neither means none. So can I replace it with somebody? Something else? Can I replace it with? It can be all members. All is there or not? Yes, I can, no? Yes. So of course, neither is, we say as, yeah, no one member is wrong. No one member we don't use. None of the members would be better if you want to rephrase it. You still want to use this there, right? So even if I say all members, it is correct. Pass me little water. Pass me some water. Okay. Can I say pass me a little water? I can. Pass me little water. Do we say that? I want to drink a little water. Yes. Right? Isn't it? Okay. That is fine. So pass me some water. Uncountable. Now arrange the determiners in the proper order and rewrite the sentences. I think so. There's an order of putting the determiners also. Please, you can turn back to your pages, write down the order at the top and you will arrange them accordingly. All of you can turn back and I'm giving you time here. Go back, find out the order of the determiners. I know we don't remember. Turn back, come on. So turn back, please. Found it? This is what is easy. The 3 first children were given a medal each. The first 3 children were given a medal each. Write down. Next is your all ideas are way ahead. All your ideas. Very nice. Very good. Next one. These all 7 days I reached school early. All these 7 days I reached it. Last, the 2 films you suggested were incredible. The last 2 films you suggested were incredible. Next is prepositions. We've done it? Is it we have done this exercise? Have we done the collocations? No, let's do them. What are collocations? Group of words that are used together, isn't it? Right? Okay, fondness, we have discussed. Let's do the other ones. Fondness for. To like something, so we had discussed, so she has a fondness for chocolates or ice creams or books or flowers, whatever it is there. Yes. Serious about. Oh my God, we are all serious about our studies at the moment. Exams are approaching, so very, very serious. Okay. Interested in. Yes, so someone has said he's serious about his future. Very nice, very nice. He's interested in sports. Yes, so he's interested in reading. He's interested in gardening. Anything it could be there. Astronomy. Oh my God, we are really coming up with careless about. Yes, so you can say my father is careless about his health. Yes, so she's careless about her studies. Why don't you say I am careless about my studies? I'm very sincere. Is it? Right. Participation in. Participation in. Participation in. Yes. She has. Yes, of course. We would love to have your participation in the competition, right? Okay. Yes. Next is grasp of. Grasp is knowledge of. Yeah. So he has a good grasp of the mathematics subjects, right? Or of science or Hindi, Punjabi, English, whatever you want to. Next is apologize for. Apologize for. Yes, so have you apologized for your mistake? Please apologize for your mistake. I have to apologize for my rude behavior. Anything you can do. Then is aware of. Yes, aware of. Aware of or beware of, strangers? What is aware of? Awareness is knowledge, right? Beware of, stay away. We generally confuse the things. Yes, so beware of the dog. You know, we see that on the gate, it is written. Okay. Yes, so beware of pickpockets. When you travel by bus, it would be there. Right. So all these things. So beware of, and aware of is knowledge, awareness. Right. We all should be aware of the traffic rules. We should be aware of the COVID protocol. Isn't it? Right? Then next is, okay, you have to underline the prepositional phrase and whether it functions as an adjective or adverb. Oh my God, we have a prepositional phrase and we have to find out whether it functions as an adjective or as an adverb. Did you see Rita in her new sari? New sari is what? Adjective. As I was late, my father waited at the station. It's a what a place, right? So adverb, okay. Now I have to go to the library block, place, adverb. Please, so pass me the box kept on the top rack. Look at the last words there. Let us see. We know the preposition has to be there. Look at the last word or the words after the preposition. Are they adjectives or are they adverbs? Adjectives, you know that, right? What they are? Yes. So, of course, so you should be able to identify. On the top rack, it's an adjective. Right. Yes, the top rack. The seat beside yours is mine. Seat beside yours. Next to yours. Describing the seat. We're talking about the seat. Adjective. Okay. Please go and sit next to Henna. Next to. Adverb. Absolutely correct. The question papers for the examination. Papers. What is there about the papers? Which papers? The examination. It's an adjective. Yes. Then according to Ramu, he himself was always right. We've read that adverbs, they come in the front also, then they modify the complete sentence. Isn't it? Right? So we read that. So according to is adverb. Okay. Right. Clear? So this exercise we have done. Tomorrow I'm going to discuss this one, this attributes and all. And simultaneously, I will go through your complements also. So we have these exercises which are left. Now just ask me any doubts, any questions. What about the chapters here? Come on, let's just go through the chapters which we have of the next book. Hurriedly, which one are they? You have How the Camel Got His Hump? Yes. So what kind of a story is it? It's yes, a kind of a story which conveys a message. Yes, it gives a moral that how the camel got his hump. And of course, here, what was there? I will revise the link. We had discussed it a little bit here, the linking verbs. I'll discuss that also. I've just discussed it before. Okay, right? So yes, here it is. See, for linking verbs, please remember you have to identify that is the verb linking information. Is it talking about some action, right? So if you are able to identify, what does the linking verb do? It joins the subject with the information that is provided. Okay, right? As opposed to other sentences where we have action, right? Where the sentences are there expressing that action here, right? There are words commonly which are used as linking verbs, right? So we have here is, am, are. They are used in other sentences also. How do I identify? Okay, you will identify the subject, you will identify, sorry, the object here or the complement that is there following the verb. Okay, and there are simple words here, like as I've said, is, am, are, was, were, being, been, feels, appears, seems. These are the commonly used linking verbs. Okay, apart from that, like grow and grew, right? Okay, so he grew angry at his behavior, right? Or his behavior made him angry. Okay, so like there we so I have to use grew. He seems to have grown taller, right? Fine. So that is, there's a difference there. So you have to identify where that verb has been used. Okay, right? So we will, don't worry, we have I think so tomorrow I'll be discussing this exercise and then I'll be covering along with the 2 days, no? Yes. So never mind, last dates is going to be revision of all, and next week also it is revision. So that way, next week it is going to be revision again here. So I know your shortcomings, things that you need to focus on. Okay, so how the camel got his hump, and over the animals there, they were working. And what was the camel doing? Camel was relaxing. And yes, as a result of it, can someone quickly tell me about this story? Yes, Adhika. Yes, he always said humph, and it seemed as if that humph, he kept on saying he got a hump because of that, isn't it? Right? So they asked him to do work. Was he very active or was he lazy? He was lazy, so he did not like working. Anybody asked him to do any work and would just say humph. Okay. Yes, then what happened? Yes, they had to do his work also. So they were, the animals were complaining, the dog was complaining, the oxen was complaining. Where was they complaining, right? Because they had to do more work because he was not working at all. Yes, then yes, so the camel got a hump, right? And of course, but yes, it was that you're not working, you don't want to do any work. That means you don't want to have food and water and all. But then he got the hump, and as we know of today, that what is that hump meant for on the camel's back? It stores water and fat, and which helps us. And the camel can go on It's the only animal can go on in the desert for days without water, right? So it got it from its humph, isn't it? Yes. Then we have about, yes, children at work. Okay, so we have this very sweet story of these young children, how they're working, how Jaya and Velu, they meet, how Jaya is so much smarter, she's so active, and she's able to find food for him, and right, how they scrounge through the leftovers, yes, and they are able to find food, and how he has to start working, right? So he gets that bag, and she also is there, you know, and he becomes a maybe a like her, a rag picker, garbage, going through the garbage, isn't it right? And how he why he ran away from home, because he was so uncomfortable, they were so unhappy there, his father was there, you know, like beating and not nice, and so he ran away, right? And there are so many lessons that we need to learn from this story, that yes, just like we had discussed the article that when we talk about child labor, yes, right? So we talked about child labor, right? And it is here, this is an example when you read about Jaya and Velu, so how they are children, what were the circumstances that forced them? So they are, you know, like maybe the parents are not looking after them, and they have been forced to look after themselves, right? Circumstances have made them like that. So sometimes, you know, like, yes, could be any tragedy has happened and the child has ended up becoming homeless. And we know how people are very bad, you know, like, yes. So very few people come forward to take care of the children there, the relatives' children. So otherwise, it is there. Like, so Jaya and Velu and the house where she lives in, and how she gives him that baggage, you know, like, so he can also start on that, a new journey for him, a new chapter of his life, right? And yes, so next it is about, we have, which chapter is it? The treasure within. Yes, selfish giant is there. So selfish giant is about nature. It's about kindness. It's about being loving and caring. It's about being concerned, isn't it? Right? So yes, so yeah, the selfish giant here, and how the giant, you know, he did not want the children to come into his garden, and he sent them away. And with that, all the happiness also went away from his garden, right? So when we are loving and caring, it seems nature also supports you. So it was as if a vision was there, you know, like, yes, so it was like, seemed as if the little child who had come, right? Yeah.